What's up, everyone? As you can see, it's that time once again, the time where I bring you some toy reviews. As you guys know, besides comic books, toys and action figures and collectibles is my next love. I love them so much. It's kind of like on par. Like comic books and toys, they kind of go hand in hand for me. With that said, Hasbro once again was nice enough to send us over some Marvel Legend action figures. 2 waves this time. Right here to my left, your right, we have the XMen Wave, and right here to my right, your left, we have the Endgame Wave. And I've said it before, the Marvel Legend series of action figures are easily in my top 3 favorite action figure and toy lines. So let's dive in, starting with the X-Men Wave. As you can see, we moved the Avengers Endgame figures out of the way, and now we only have the X-Men figures left on the table. This is the X-Men Caliban Wave, because if you buy all these figures right here, you could build Caliban right here. Each of these figures come with 1 piece to build him, so Beast may come with a leg, Forge may come with a head, and you buy them all, and you put this guy together. And since we already have Caliban front and center, let's talk about him first. So all the Marvel Legends articulation is pretty much going to be the same. You're going to have your double jointed knees, your ankle rockers right here, ab crunch like that, waist articulation, the shoulders could raise there, go around 360 degrees, rotation at the wrist, and bending at the elbows. Now, the Build-A-Figures for Marvel Legends usually only have a 90-degree angle, a single joint, where most of the normal Marvel Legend figures have double jointed elbows. But if you want this X-Men villain, you're gonna have to get all these guys, and I'm telling you guys, it's worth it. This guy is awesome. If you're a fan of the 90s X-Men run with Jim Lee and stuff, this is gonna throw you back, because this is exactly how he looked back in the day. So let's move this Beast aside. And speaking of Beast, probably my favorite figure in the wave is Beast. Now, he comes with an extra set of hands right here. So he's got an open hand right here, a fisted hand, and then the hands that are on him, it's kind of like one's casually open and one's casually open again. But you have 4 different hands you can interchange with him to do all kinds of stuff, and he's actually the most articulated in this wave. So he's got a butterfly joint right here, so it could rock like that, go up at the shoulders. He's got double jointed elbows, wrist articulation, ab crunch. His waist can go 360 degrees like that. It's kind of like the abdomen, not really the waist. Then you got an upper thigh cut right here, double jointed knees, toe articulation. You don't see that much in action figures anymore, so that's pretty awesome. That's pretty insane. His toes bend like that. Ankle rockers, and double jointed knees, which I think I may have already said. If I didn't, double jointed knees. And of course, let's not forget, he is in the Jim Lee style of Beast and or the 90s animated series of X-Men, and that's my favorite version or rendition of the X-Men. I've actually been collecting all the Jim Lee inspired X-Men figures, so I'm very, very happy to have this 90s Blue Beast in my collection. But continuing, let's go on with some more Jim Lee 90s X-Men love with Jubilee right here. This is another really wanted figure for me, and I know a lot of X-Men fans slash Marvel Legend fans out there, because we had another Jubilee figure from years ago, but it was a Build-A-Figure Jubilee action figure, and it wasn't as cool as this one, or in the awesome iconic 90s outfit from the 90s animated series and Jim Lee's run. So what's really cool about her is she comes with 2 heads, but the second head is her blowing gum. How awesome is that? And the glasses, or sunglasses here, or visor, whatever you want to call it, they actually come off. So put her down, you could take them off like that. So that's just really dope. Besides talking about her awesome 90s look, let's talk about her articulation. She's got standard articulation for a female Marvel Legends figure, meaning she's got double jointed knees, waist articulation, ankle rockers, her arms go 360, her head could do a full 360, and of course she has that awesome head that I mentioned earlier that you could swap out. But let's keep trucking along here. We have Blink to my right, and she pretty much has the same articulation as Jubilee over here, because again, all the female figures pretty much have the same articulation. So she's gonna have your double jointed knees, your single jointed elbows, your waist articulation, your ankle rockers, and so on and so forth. But she does come with some awesome accessories like these guys right here and her awesome teleporting effect. Keeping the X-Men train rolling, putting her to the side, we have another one of my favorite figures in the line, Weapon X Wolverine. This guy is dope. He looks exactly like he did in the Weapon X comics. All the tubes coming out of his body and gear right here are actually see-through, and they wrap all around him. One can do a little 360 right here. And he has an alternate head, an unmasked head, which again looks like it's ripped right out of the Weapon X comics. I know they make a lot of Wolverine figures like they do for Spider-Man and other popular characters, but this here is a must. I mean, who doesn't like Weapon X Wolverine? Moving him to the side, and over here we have Forge, again in his 90s attire, and I'm just so happy we're getting a bunch of X-Men figures in their 90s outfits. He comes with a big old gun right here, and a little handgun that goes in and out his holster. As for his articulation, it's gonna be the same as pretty much all the male action figures. He's got your double jointed knees, ankle rockers, ab crunch, I feel like I'm repeating myself. You guys know, he's just a really cool looking figure. And last but not least, we have Skullbuster over here, and he just looks awesome. So his accessories is gonna be this gun right here and an alternate head. So he's kind of two action figures in one. He's actually an action figure I feel like you could use for other lines. Yes, he's a Marvel Legends figure and he's a Marvel character, but I feel like with his outfit here, you can customize him and use him as some kind of military dude for one of your dioramas or whatever else you want to use him for. And again, his articulation is basically the same, but he looks pretty cool. With that said, it's time to move on to the Avengers Endgame wave. All right, guys, now we have the Avengers Endgame figures on the table. And much like the X-Men wave, this is also a Build-A-Figure wave. Mostly, all of the Marvel Legend waves are Build-A-Figure waves. So if you buy all these figures right here, you could build this guy right here. That's right, Endgame Thanos, and we're gonna start with him because this bad boy is awesome. As you can see, he's holding his Infinity Gauntlet up, and they painted all the Infinity Stones in there. The sculpting is really cool. He's got his helicopter blade looking thing, which is dope, and he's just a really cool looking figure. I mean, who wouldn't want a Thanos figure in full armor? As for articulation, I gotta say, it's not the best. He's got double jointed knees. It's really hard to get the ankle pivot going on because of the armor on the side of his ankle right there. Right here, he's got ab crunch. That's cool. He's got single jointed elbows. But overall, unfortunately, the armor kind of affects the posability. But if you're just going to put this on the shelf like I am, he looks awesome. So we're going to push Thanos all the way to the side and keep this train rolling over here. So let's start with Captain America over here in his quantum suit. So he looks really cool. The only thing is, which you guys are probably gonna know just by looking at him, is the suit doesn't look like the quantum suit in Avengers Endgame, because those suits are white and this one is silver for whatever reason. Now I think that's because in the original concept art, when these toy companies like Hasbro and stuff get concept art before the movies even comes out, sometimes that's different. And I guess originally maybe the suit was silver, so they made it silver, and by the time it went into production, it was too late and they couldn't make it white. So with that said, you're not gonna have this cap really match up to the one from the movie. But he's still a cool looking figure nonetheless. I mean, you got the cap cowl there, the head, his shield is really cool, and as you can see on the inside, it's got the straps there painted. His articulation is great, double jointed elbows, knees, the ankle rockers, all the stuff you would expect from a Marvel Legends figure. And if you like the movie as much as I do, you're probably still gonna want him in your collection. So let's keep going. We're gonna push him to the side over here. And over here, we have Marvel's Hercules. This guy looks awesome. If you don't know, now you know that Marvel Comics does have their own version of Hercules, and he looks great. Now I do want to say right here, so I'm not repeating myself throughout the episode, all these figures over here, including him, pretty much have the same articulation minus like one or two things. So they have your ankle rockers, your double jointed knees, your upper thigh cut, ab crunch, double jointed elbows, and so on and so forth. You're basically gonna see all of this in all these figures over here as well. As for his accessories, that's gonna be different. He has this awesome like axe blade right here, as well as an awesome sword, both of which can be put in a holster on his back. And of course, he has an extra set of hands, which is really cool. So let's move him to the side. And over here, we have Nighthawk. Now, unless you're a diehard Marvel fan, you're not gonna know who this guy is. But if you are a diehard Marvel fan, you do know who he is, and you're pretty excited that he got an action figure. So if you're a big Nighthawk fan, you're definitely gonna wanna pick this guy up because I don't think he has too many action figures. Keeping this going, we have Living Laser. I don't know what it is, but I'm like a sucker for like action figures that are transparent for whatever reason. Ever since I was a kid, it just looks really cool. Plus, this guy comes with lightning effects because Living Laser. So yeah, this guy just looks cool. I don't even think you have to know much about the character. The action figure just looks awesome, so why not? Next up, we have this guy right here, which is Citizen V. It's really cool that Marvel Legends is going so deep into Marvel lore. Again, unless you're a diehard fan, you're probably not gonna know who this guy is. But if you do know who this character is and you like him, you finally got an action figure of him. And of course, he comes with his awesome sword. Next up, we have some more Endgame figures. Ronin over here. I try to put him in that position you see him in the trailer where he's putting the blade across his like forearm or whatever. But anyway, he's really dope. I mean, if you like the character in the movie, I really like the design they went for him. It's pretty much what he looks like in the comics with few differences here and there. But this character is really cool, so it was fun to see him in live action for the first time. And as for his figure, he comes with some really cool accessories. He comes with a blade back here, so he comes with two blades because obviously he's already holding one. And then he comes with a hand that's actually throwing like ninja stars. That's pretty dope. So if you ever wanted a Jeremy Renner in your collection, now's your chance. And last but not least, we have Ebony Maw right here. This guy is a beast. As you can see, he like towers over all the other figures in here minus Thanos. Really, really cool. I don't know what else to say about him. I mean, he's one of my favorite characters in the Avengers movies as far as villains go because he was just a bamf. He didn't have muscles like the Hulk or anything like that, but he had awesome telekinetic powers that could mess you up. And his figure is a perfect representation of how he looks in the movie. Also, if you want to start building up your Black Order, you're gonna need this guy. He's like the coolest member of the Black Order. And that's the last figure I have to talk about. But if you want to know where to get these bad boys, you can pretty much get them at any store like Target, Walmart, or even Amazon online. All the figures roughly retail for $19.99 to $24.99 depending where you get them. So if I were you, I would definitely pick some of these up because these are gonna look good on any shelf and or in any collection. But of course, I want to say a huge thank you to Hasbro for sending these figures to us to unbox and review for all of you. I've been a massive fan of Marvel Legends since before I could even remember, so this has been a ton of fun. And of course, we're gonna put links on where you could find these in the description, but other than that, we'll see you guys next time.